Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to be talking about prices. Like I said, I'm going to kind of save that for a dedicated video. I most likely will be making a video a day, more so kind of updating you guys on the entire structure of the market, kind of give you guys that daily, market update. But I have been talking to you guys about a lot of these assets for a very long time, and Hedera has been one that I've been making pretty much daily videos on for a very, very long time, ever since its price was at 15 cents, 20 cents, 25 cents, and so forth. So, I'm going to continue to talk to you guys about the fundamentals behind Hedera and really kind of give you guys those, solid updates. But as far as the entire market structure goes, a lot of our altcoins are kind of doing the same thing that Hedera has been doing for, I would say roughly 3 months now. It's just kind of been sideways trading, having some nice increases here and there, but for the most part, it's just been kind of this long journey sideways. Now, of course, I'm going to account for the idea that, yeah, have we been seeing incredible growth in terms of price action? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna, try to, tell you guys that we have been seeing incredible growth in the price range sort of area, but we have been seeing a lot of updates within development. So let's actually kind of talk about that. So first off, we do see here, built on Hedera, get health ready, patient engagement app, HBAR rewards for the first 200 users. If I just heard the announcement correctly on Twitter Spaces, app not available in all countries. Now this is coming from Accor. If you guys don't know who Accor is, they have been building on Hedera for a very long time. They are a healthcare related, overall, use case, and this is actually a very interesting overall firm as well, because they are fairly large in terms of what they're really kind of focused on. And of course, this is actually a very interesting use case as well. Delighted to announce release of a core, co-built get health ready patient engagement app using Hedera as an underlayer of computational trust. This app allows users to retrieve and synchronize their health records and potentially participate in clinical trials as well. So this is actually pretty interesting, and of course here's a demo view of what it looks like. I believe it is already ready. You can download this on the Apple App Store or Google Play, and yeah, I mean, this looks pretty interesting. It looks pretty cool. I'm actually very excited to see a core at its massive scale in terms of their use cases and everything going live. But again, this is also a solidifying factor on what is being built within the Hedera ecosystem as well. There's a lot of healthcare use cases on Hedera. Again, like I've said I think I said it in yesterday's video when I was talking to you guys about the price action on Hedera. I was saying, more so don't focus on the success of a project just reliant on price action alone. It doesn't mean that the project is bad or it's underperforming or anything like that in terms of development or fundamentals. Just more so the idea on the price has not caught up to, of course, the project yet. Now, when I say this, you got to realize the mission behind Hedera as well, and we did see a major announcement yesterday. Hedera is on a mission to make the world a better place, one dApp at a time. Everybody get, commenting, sharing, and spreading that HBAR word. And if you guys did miss this, I actually have a full breakdown on what's included in this, but we do see HBAR Foundation birth the Sustainable Impact Fund to support environmental projects and developers, with Dovu granted $100 million in first offering. Now, the interesting thing about this is that even down here, the first recipient, the Welsh blockchain company Dovu, has been granted an undisclosed portion of the $100 million treasury to pursue their open source Guardian technology to develop publicly transparent mechanisms such as their audit trail to verify carbon offsetting data. The funny thing about this is that I was just talking to you guys about sustainable use cases in yesterday's video in regard to the executive order that came from the White House, and I said that it was very bullish, and honestly, when we were talking about this, it is very, very bullish. I'm actually very excited for this to really kind of unfold. We actually see that, the HBAR Foundation actually comment on this as well, but we do see here we are excited to announce the creation of the Sustainable Impact Fund, a critical step in furthering environmental markets and establishing the global sustainability economy on Hedera. Fractured data, lack of trust in participants, and issues around complex and opaque processes have caused issues from double spend of carbon credits to the lack of transparency in the carbon and environmental markets. And of course, we do see as a result the need for greater transparency, audibility, and also efficiency of industry impact on the global environment is greater than ever. Today, we're proud to announce the allocation of our $100 million in 2022 to help do our part in solving the climate crisis and address these challenges on Hedera. Now, of course, this goes on to really focus on Dovu, and I will say this, yesterday I was talking to you guys about a lot of, environmental use cases on Hedera already, or I should say, ones that are building on Hedera already. I'm very excited for those to actually unfold, and, I think that we will see them, unfold eventually, but we even see, Hedera, or I shouldn't say Hedera, but HBAR Foundation, putting a little bit of a spotlight on that White House executive order. We even see here, yesterday, the President of the United States asked to specifically address the potential use case of blockchain that could support monitoring or mitigating technologies to climate impacts, such as exchanging of liabilities for GHG emissions, water, and other natural resources. And of course, they quoted the tweet that I just read, and this kind of breaks down everything within this, sustainable building blocks part 2 and all that kind of stuff from Hedera's side. Now, like I said, this is exactly why you need to focus on the fundamentals and the technology. Trust me when I say this, I understand that the price action is annoying. Is HBAR still, in my top 3 holdings, if you will? Yes, 100%. And honestly, I will be completely transparent with you guys. Casper, which is my number 1 holding, I'm actually underwater on Casper. I'm also underwater on, HBAR, or I shouldn't say, fully underwater in HBAR, because, a lot of my original buys on HBAR were down in like the, 13, 15 cent range, and even as far back as 3 cents. But, I have been accumulating HBAR for a very, very long time now. It is still in my top 3 list of my holdings in my portfolio. But a lot of these altcoins that I'm holding, I'm still sitting very patient with because I understand the overall, technology and fundamentals behind them. Okay, and this goes all the way back to this tweet here when we are talking about what is specifically needed and what needs to be addressed within crypto, especially if we are going to be looking at adopting this technology and utilizing it on a day-to-day basis. And when we are talking about a utility-driven market on its rise, a utility-driven market is going to happen eventually. It is inevitable. It's not, if, but when. And also, we do see a number of new mainnet accounts created on Hedera has spiked like crazy today. Almost 10,000 accounts created just today. Something big is cooking behind the scenes. And yes, we have been seeing a ton of news related to transactions per second, accounts and stuff like that. We actually see here, someone else is firing up on the Hedera testnet, or is that just you? And this is of course coming from the technical hype officer at Dovu Official. Now, they were testing a lot of stuff on the testnet. I mean, 6,574 transactions per second is something to not disregard at all. We could actually switch over to the testnet to actually see this ourselves. Best part about having a transparent, ledger is being able to actually see this. But we do see that 10.9, almost 11 million transactions were recorded in just one day alone on the testnet, with a lot of the transactions coming all at once. We're talking about like almost 7,000 transactions per second. And of course, accounts created, we've seen 7,100 accounts, almost 200, just created in one day as well. On the mainnet, you can actually see the mainnet here as well. Actually, I already have this open. Here we have it over here. So again, in terms of a lot of the mainnet accounts, we have been seeing a lot of these rising as well. But with even transactions, we've also been seeing the transactions doing fairly well as well. If we go to the 1 month span, you can really kind of see it. So let's actually go to the 1 month span. Account creation, by the way, in the 1 month is up 50%. Transactions are down a little bit, which is, of course, that's expected with the current market sentiment. But for the most part, I do believe that we will be seeing a lot of these, overall statistics continue to rise and increase, especially as more and more projects do go live. I'm excited to watch a lot of this unfold. Now, the one thing that I want to spotlight on, which is of course the main focus of this video, is Hashport. What is a DApp? A DApp, decentralized application, refers to an application built on blockchain networks. It operates autonomously, with smart contracts, with the vast majority being on Ethereum. Now, I've always addressed the idea on bridging, between Ethereum and other blockchain, technologies alike. When we are talking about, dApps that are built on Ethereum, we've seen a few of them move over to Hedera because of efficiencies. Of course, I don't need to explain this to you guys. You probably all are aware of this by now. But we do see, with Hashport, users gain the ability to migrate digital assets between different DLT networks with security, speed, and economy. Why is this important? You can take advantage of the foreign blockchain network's performance capabilities. You can create circulating supplies of representative tokens onto multiple foreign networks as well. Now, like I said, when we are talking about dApp migration as well, we see down here, for example, a blockchain-based gaming dApp built on Ethereum may not reach an optimal transaction speed or cost. With Hashport, a developer can move their tokens to another network with the capabilities they want. In this case, a faster transaction speed and lower cost. This is key. The reason why I bring this up is because when we are talking about everything that I have been discussing for over a year now with Hedera, I've always said, look at the efficiencies of these networks. Understand the use cases that will be built on some of these networks. For an example, Hedera is an enterprise-grade DLT. It is built for enterprise-grade use cases. In fact, we have so many use cases already live on Hedera, but we have so many more to actually go live. But also, within the Hedera scene, we have been seeing a ton of other blockchain, dApps moving over and transitioning from, very inefficient and costly networks to Hedera. Proven DB is one of them. I believe Infinite by Suku was another one. And there's so many other ones that are actually moving over and choosing Hedera. And I want you to all realize that Hashport is actually making a lot of this a lot easier. And this is what I believe will become the bridge from Ethereum to Hedera. And I don't mean to say that, hey, Hedera is going to kill Ethereum or anything like that. But at some point in time, I do believe that inefficiencies will, pretty much become too much, especially for a lot of these developers to handle. And that is when we will see a lot of growth within, of course, the mainnet and even the testnet of Hedera. Now, the testnet does not matter too much. Like, for an example, this testnet, 6,574 transactions per second that it hit, is actually not that important at all. What is really important is the mainnet. And trust me when I say this, when we see the mainnet starting to explode in volume and even account creation, that's when we know that mass adoption is upon us. But so far, when we are talking about the transactions that Hedera has already hit, which is 2.2 billion with 724,000 total accounts, these numbers have been growing astronomically day in and day out. I have watched this go from 1 billion to 2 billion. I have watched this even hit 1 billion transactions. So when we are talking about Hedera continuing to grow at a rapid pace, I'm still awaiting for that main use case to go live that was hitting 5,000 transactions per second. Is it going to be Dovu? Is Dovu going to be the main use case that allows for a ton of transactions to flow over, or are we still awaiting, step function? I am waiting. So with all that in mind, when we are talking about the future of Hedera, I know that when I say don't focus on price action mainly, I know that probably goes over a lot of individuals' heads because, price action is pretty much everything. I mean, we're here for the money, and I understand that 100%. I'm still holding patiently. I have not sold a single HBAR. It is still in my top 3 holdings, and I do believe that HBAR will still hit $3 to $6 at the top of this bull run. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.